academic life and in left-wing and radical politics. Opposition to anti-Semitism is assumed to be included in this culture, but our experience, our scholarship, and our research tell us that it is not. Populist and far-right anti-Semitism are recognized, although even here they are not well understood. The significance of left and liberal anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism are radically downplayed across scholarly and political life. Anti-Semitic ideas, assumptions, and premises are frequently embraced, and they are widely tolerated and seen as legitimate even by people who do not embrace them. And this proposition, along with the anti-Semitism inherent in much academic and political thinking, is generally and angrily denied. In practice, anti-Semitism is often thought of, presented, and taught as liberational and anti-racist, while Jews are often portrayed as being central to and symbolic of oppression and injustice. Opponents of anti-Semitism are frequently devalued as unsophisticated and conservative, or as propagandists for Israel. Israel is often conceived of as a unique or symbolic evil in the world. The academic study of contemporary anti-Semitism is not well supported by universities, mainstream disciplinary journals, publishers, or funding bodies, and it is not valued within existing academic disciplines. Even Jewish studies and Israel studies, even Holocaust studies and genocide studies as disciplines are in crisis. The material and moral pressures to accommodate to the culture in academia and in left politics relating to anti-Semitism and to Israel have been strong. As Hannah Arendt observed, assimilation in a time of anti-Semitism means assimilating to anti-Semitism. That is why the need to be better organized is so acute. We are building the London Centre for the Study of Contemporary Anti-Semitism, and the perceived need to assimilate to a hostile environment, but a hostile environment which people insist does not exist, is why what we do appears so controversial. What we do is threatening to people who are assimilating to a hostile environment. But the anti-Semitic culture is less strong outside of academia and outside of the cultures of left politics than inside it, perhaps. What may appear heretical or what may just feel dated and conservative inside certain social spaces may appear rather commonsensical outside of it. Anti-Semitism is a universal concern. It is never really about Jews. Its threat is never limited to Jews. Anti-Semitism is attractive to anti-democratic politics and thinking. Openness to anti-Semitic ways of thinking and tolerance of them are related to a broader emerging carelessness about democratic cultures and the democratic state. Many social spaces are increasingly embracing as standard assumptions radical critiques of existing society and of the Enlightenment liberal tradition that underpins our core values. Critique is fine, but frequently this is more accurately described as contempt than critique. Robert Fine wrote of the necessity to hold the critique of existing conditions in one hand, but also to hold the critique of that critique in the other. Following Hannah Arendt, he argued that the experience of 20th century totalitarianism taught us something important about the menacing potential of contempt for everything that exists, especially when it is combined with a utopianism that requires the new world to be built from scratch. It is not accidental that anti-Semitism was associated with both National Socialist and Stalinist totalitarianisms. Anti-Semitism has the potential to function as an emotionally satisfying way of exemplifying the enemy of the people. Conspiracy fantasy, the temptation to account trivially for the injustices that we feel unable to face rationally.
David, I'll just remind you, we have 30 seconds. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, I'm aware. You just took 10 of them by reminding me. And to blame somebody and to aspire to conspiratorial power oneself is on the rise in the 20th century. The fragments of older anti-Semitisms remain virulent in the cultural unconscious available to those who decide to pick them up and to mold them into contemporary ideologies or worldviews. Thank you.